Good day, high school learners. This is your tutor engineer. Today I'll be discussing data handling, particularly tallying and frequency. So this lesson is for every high school learner who needs introduction to data handling. So let's start with the example. Sianda is trying to find out how many learners in the school are using drugs. He receives answers to 20 of his questionnaires. His results are raw data that must be organized in a logical way. So we have raw data. These are all the persons on this row, and then the number of times that each person has used drugs. So remember, this 20 questionnaire, it's going to be our N. I think as we go on, we're going to talk about it more in depth. But now let's talk about how we organize the data in terms of tallying and frequency. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to draw a table. I think it's going to be easy. So now our first column, we're going to call it the number of times. That's how we're going to call it. So let's make this our first column. Let's just draw a line here. Okay, this is our first column. So what's going to come to the number of times is these numbers here, because these are the number of times. This is the data for the number of times that the drugs are used. So we see that the lowest number here is 0, and then the highest number we have on our data is 8. So our data goes up until T there. That's how long our data is. Okay, let's start by writing the lowest number up until the highest number. So the lowest number is 0. The second number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The highest number being 8. So we can just stop here at 8. And then our second column, we can call it tally. That is where you're going to put our tally. So our tally, it's easy. It's basically we're counting the number of zeros. Then you're going to count the number of ones in our data, and twos, and so on and so forth until you get to an 8. So let's start by counting the number of zeros. Zeros, you've got 1 0 here. You've got another 0 there. So you have the other 0 here. So I think we've got 3 zeros. So let's just say 1, 2, 3 zeros. And then when it comes to the ones, we've got a 1 here. Let's just count as you go along. We've got a 1 there. Then you've got another 1 here. Then let's just make a mark here for a 1. That's the second one. Do you have another 1? I don't think so. I think we just have 2 ones. Then the number of 2's that we have in our data. Okay, N has a 2. That's 1, 2. Let's just put it on our tally. So it's 1, 2. Then here you have a second 2. That's our second 2. Do you have any other 2? I think that's it. It's just 2 2's that we have. And then the number of 3's, we have 1 3 here. Let's just mark 1 3. And then you have, do you have any other 3's on the data? It's just 1 3, it seems. I think, yeah, just 1 3. And then how many 4's we have? We've got 1 4 here. Let's just mark 1 4. Have the second 4 there. F4. Let's mark as you go along. I think it's important to mark as you go along when you're doing a tally, so that you don't lose track of your counting. So our 4s are 3 in number, and then let's go to our 5s. We've got 1 5. Let's mark a 5. Then we've got a second 5. Then do you have a third 5? We do here. A third 5, a fourth 5, and then seems like we have the number of 5s quite a lot. And then you have 5 here. Let's mark a 5. Do you have any other 5s? I think we're done with the 5s. Yeah, it seems we're done with the 5. So we've got 5 5s in total. And then the number of 6, let's just check. We'll have a 6 here. Mark a 6. And then we have another 6 here. Okay, let's put a mark for a 6. And then, yeah, I think we're done for the number of 6s. And then let's check the number of 7s. Do you have a 7 at all on our data? Seems like, yeah, we don't have a 7. Let's just put a dash here to indicate that there was no 7. And then for 8, the number of 8s, we have 1, 8, let's mark a 1. I think we have another 8 here. Gonna have another mark. And I think we've accounted for all our data points. Okay, I think we're done with tallying. Let's just put another column now for frequency. So let's call this column frequency. Okay, let's count the frequency. So let's just crash this number to say we have 3, and then here we have 2 as frequency. The number of 2s are 2. The number of 3s are 1. The number of 4s are 3. Here we set the number of 5s are 5. Then the number of 6s are 2. 7 with 0. The number of 8, 2. Okay, now at this point, let's just calculate the total for the frequency. So we're going to say 3 plus 2 plus 2, which is going to be 7, plus 1, it's 8, plus 3, it's 11, plus 5, it's 16, plus 2 is 18, plus 0 is 18, plus 2 is 20. So the total for the frequency is 20. So this is how you write the you count, tally, and frequency. So I think if you want to go on, you can even go to the point of plotting a graph if you want to. At this point, I think I'll do another video in the near future where I show you how to plot a graph for a frequency. But today I think it's going to suffice to just end our video here. Stay tuned for the next lesson on data handling. We're going to be going into deep details into other parameters that you can calculate under data handling. I hope you enjoyed your class. I'll see you next time. Okay, thank you. Bye.